All right, the last one is Tim Jones. He's created an app called LeanOnMe, and I'm not going to give you your intro, so it's all you.
Okay, thank you. Hi. So I'm the father of a young woman with Down syndrome who just finished Project Search, Project Life, and she's out in the community. And one of the things that was frustrating to me 3 years ago was that the applications that were out there to help her manage her life were almost non-existent. They were disparate and all over the place, and they certainly didn't live up to what the technology was capable of. I'm a software developer among many other hats that I wear in the aerospace and defense industry. I'm not an Android developer, but I said, this can't be that hard. It's got to be possible to do more. So with that, LeanOnMe is a tool designed to help extend the independence of people with cognitive differences. Now, that happens in two ways, two complementary aspects. First of all, you have to help them get through their daily life, stay between the lines. I have different tasks that I need to do during the day. I might be laundry, it might be getting ready for work, I might be doing things at work. The second half of this is that I need to be able to recover when something goes outside of the lines. What happens when the front door doesn't open because the battery died in the little keypad entry? What happens when I lose my keys or I get lost? The idea was that if we only create an application, well, I know my daughter probably won't even think to use it. She'll just freeze. And if we only create an application that helps them with their daily life, well, that only helps them until something bad happens, and that happens frequently. So we got to do both. So LeanOnMe all starts with the helpers. These are the people, many of you are them, the people in their lives that can help make an application more powerful than just a piece of software would be by itself. We have an online profile. This is my daughter's profile with a few things masked over. And the idea is that the profiles are managed by the helpers, by the guardians, by the social workers, the different people in their life, with information that will help the software operate. Some more information you'd put in there: important people, important places, my medicines, medical conditions, who transports me. Now, the idea is that if you go to the website and you put this information in, and it comes down onto the phone knows how to use that information to say, these are my transportation people, these are my doctors, these are my medicine, these are my safe places, my neighbors, my life. I might not be able to put all that information together, but my mom can, my dad can, other people can. So with a little forethought, we can put together software that connects the dots so that the knowledge that we have as parents translates to our children being able to go out into the world, and if they get hit by a car, trying to cross the street, they've got their medical information right there. They know what their medical conditions are, what they're allergic to, who their doctors are. They know their social security number if they need to fill out an application, because that information is in the back end of the software. So let's talk about what we can do with software. This is all real. This is not what if. The only thing I will say to you is this is a platform with lots of different tools, and I want to keep building more, but the ones I'm showing you today work. They just aren't ready for prime time because I need more money to make it scalable for lots of people. So we pull from Google Maps. This is Gabby's calendar, and it shows, let's see, there's a laser on here somewhere. There. Ooh. So it shows the minutes. And notice 230 minutes. Where do you ever see 230 minutes? Well, let me ask you. 1023, 247, how many minutes is that? Anybody? 1023 to 247, how far away is that appointment? Still waiting. Okay, math is hard because you've got 60 minutes an hour, not 100 like we're taught. You've got two 12-hour increments. And it switches over. 12 is really 0. But instead of counting 0 up, we count 1201, 1202, 1203. When it's past the top of the clock, it's confusing. So we give them how many minutes are there till the next appointment. So they have a nice scalar value to get a feel for how far away something is. Now, we pull in the comments from the appointment on Google Calendar to show it as more information. So for instance, as far as a bus, my bus driver, my bus number, my information. All I have to do to update that is update the comments in the Google Calendar event. Getting more information in context when you need it is important. Now, what about when you tie events to checklists? So I get to a certain place, getting ready for work or school, things to do when I'm arriving home, lock the door behind me, let the dog out, do different things. Daily routines and job coaching support. What are the things I need to do when I get to work every time? So what we've done is we've taken and we've tied together a checklist that comes right out of the appointment. Now, I don't care if you use Outlook or Google or whatever. You always have a comment section at the bottom. In the comment section, if you put a hashtag, a pound symbol in front of any row, it automatically becomes a checklist item. So here's what happens. It pulls from the pound items and generates these dynamically. If you change what's in the calendar appointment, it changes the checklist. If you make that calendar appointment recurring Monday, Wednesday, and Friday of every week, a fresh checklist comes up every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday of every week. So basically, when you finish the checklist, it sends an email to the parent or guardian of record saying that, hey, Gabby Jones finished doing this checklist. She was at this GPS location. This is the checklist items, and this is the date and time that she did it. I know where she was, what she did, and what she signed off on. Imagine if you're a case manager and you've got 20 people, and you can tell who's getting their checklist done. Might be able to make good use of your scarce resources to decide where you're going to send out the one person in the field that you have for that day. So there's another thing that happens when you get to work or you get into a social situation and you just don't have the word. So Gabby has Down syndrome and she's fairly articulate, but like a lot of people, she struggles with the right answer to a question. But if I give her 3 choices, she'll tell me which one's right over and over and over again. So if I could give her choices, she's much more empowered. So we have something called prompts, where we use the menu system, where we have work prompts, and we have shared living prompts, and we have school prompts, and we have transportation prompts, so that she can go in and she can select from the menus and then read the things and pick the one that's closest to what she wants to say and help her to be able to say it. I have a vision that at some point, all of you will come and tell me, I need a specialty list for Applebee's because they're helping our community, or McAllister's because McAllister's is doing this. And I need a list that's McAllister specific because they've got their own language there. They've got their own ways of referring to things. And I can add those in and you can pull them down and apply them to your client. So just as an example, things to say when you're hurt or sick, when you're lost and you need to get back. Shared living, hey, I want my stuff back that you borrowed. During transport, bus drivers, Uber, taxis or services, at the doctor's office, how do I explain things? What are some phrases? And at a restaurant, this isn't what I ordered. Things like that. So what else can we do to help people get through their day? LeanOnMe is a platform, and we're trying to add more tools over time. So this is just a subset. Here's a few that exist today. Being able to add without having to hit the plus or the equals. If any of you use Excel with the summation formula, it just works like that. You put numbers in the cells and it adds them. But it's simple. I can put in the different numbers and I can get the total. Well, what about money? Money's harder because if I am going to do money, I have to know how many fives, $5 times 3, $10 times 2, $20 times 4, $1 times 7. All I do is I put the numbers in and it totals it. I don't have to push equals or say to calculate. I just put the numbers in of how many I have of each. And even if you forget how to do more sophisticated math, most people can at least count how many of a type of object that they have. So this allows them to figure out how much money they have. So I know I have money. Do I have enough to buy the thing I want? Well, that requires you to understand a number line and greater than or equal to. So I just say, put in how much money you have, put in how much the item costs, and I'll give you a thumbs up or a thumbs down and tell you whether or not you have enough money to buy the thing. As far as pictures go, we've got all these tools that can let us send pictures in different ways, but when it comes to me communicating with my parent, I want it to be simple. So basically I put in send picture. I use the simplest camera function possible, and you say yes, okay, and then it doesn't ask you anything. It doesn't say what tool do you want to send it in. It doesn't say who do you want to send it to or anything like that. It just sends it to the parent or guardian of record. So that means if my daughter is looking at a TV screen with a weird message on it and she takes a picture of it, it comes in my email. Got it. So this is where it gets real. This is where we go outside the boundaries. Sometimes, in spite of our best efforts, bad things happen. We lose our keys or we get locked out of something. We might not be able to remember a critical thing we should be remembering. It's not just about people like my daughter with Down syndrome. It's also people that may be at end of life where they're having trouble remembering things or have Alzheimer's. My mom doesn't have Alzheimer's, but she's already getting to a point where we're in the tipping point where this would be helpful to her. So LeanOnMe can help with these. It can't make you totally safe, but it can extend your independence. And sometimes that help is all you need. So for example, we're going to go in and we're going to give them a picture of a silhouette. They say, help, I'm hurt. And then they pick where are they hurt, and then they touch how badly they're hurt, just like going to the doctor's office. And it sends mom an email saying that Gabby Jones says her knee hurts a 2. And here's where she's located on the GPS coordinates. Click here for a Google map. Already works. If she says her knee hurts a 2, I'm like, I'll talk about it at dinner. If she says her head hurts a 10, I'm like, oh, looks like she's at Starbucks. I'm going to call the manager at Starbucks. I'm on my way over there. Have you ever been truly lost? Like I would be out in the middle of Yosemite National Park. If my daughter is 100, 200 feet away from the soccer field she was just at, she's lost. So it robs them of their freedom, and it robs us of our ability to let them have their freedom because we're worried for their safety. So we click, here's how it works. We click, come on, catch up to me. In the website, the parent has already picked the safe places. My church, my school, my work, my Starbucks, my library, my neighbors, whatever is in my life is what goes into the list. They click I'm lost. They can pick show me a map. Show me a map brings up a Google map with the icons that the parent had given for those places. And if they click the icon, it launches Google Maps and walking directions. So basically you bring the GPS capability to our population without them having to figure out how to put in the navigation, remember the navigation, find the places and the favorites. They just pick it from the list. It can be done in simple ways too. It doesn't have to be all the fancy Google stuff. Having access to your own information is important. You get out there and you're filling out an application, you need your own personal information. So what we try to do is make it possible for the helper to put that information in to give them access to that information. So here's some examples. So we have my medicines, my medical conditions, who are my doctors, who are my primary contacts, touch it to call, the phone numbers, and what are my safe places, touch to navigate and get there. That's the kind of thing when you take the web list and tie it to the phone with the internet, the kind of cool stuff that you can get out of it. So last 2 slides. LeanOnMe is a platform. It's not an app. There's a web piece with a website, there's a database, and there's a phone. And it's meant, the website is meant to manage lots of people's data, and the phone grabs just your data and uses the best things that a phone has, the tools has, to help you navigate all these things that we just talked about. So here's where I'm at. I have a fully functional app. It took me 3 years to get what I just showed you working, and now I'm looking to scale. And scaling means debugging to make sure that it's absolutely rock solid and putting it on a bigger server so that it can go for hundreds of thousands of people simultaneously. So if anybody is interested or knows a pathway to get funded, I'd really appreciate to hear from you. But that's me. I'm Tim Jones, and this is the LeanOnMe Platform, extending independence.
All right. I know it's going to be tough, right? But please go to disabilitycocoon.com and vote for CarePool, which was Josh, CareCuts, which was Marvin, or LeanOnMe, which was Tim. So I'll give everybody a few minutes, and Jason Ray was Simply Home. He's up here, so we're going to start our new sessions in just a second, but I'm going to give everybody a few minutes to vote, and then we'll kick off the Ignite style sessions. So, okay. Last thing, and I wanted to end on a high note, is we had the pitch contest earlier, and I was looking at, I had 144 people vote. That was pretty amazing. We had 180 some people registered to attend in person. I don't know how many people actually showed up here. We had 50 some registered to attend online, and we got up to about 34, 35, Michael, somewhere in that area. So 144 people responding means that there was a lot of interest in that, which is really cool because that's one of the things I'm really excited about. what Disability Cocoon is helping these companies grow and to connect in with all of you guys. So the results were very, very close. And as little secret and I guess a little surprise is one of the things that I'd kind of been planning on doing after getting to know all of the companies is that they were all so good that we want to help all of them. So we do have a winner, and the winner is the LeanOnMe app, Tim Jones. So if you can come on up and he's got his daughter and his wife. Is your wife with you? Marvin, thank you very much. We will definitely stay in touch. Good job. Josh, are you still around? Josh Massey, thank you guys very much. You guys all had great solutions. The results are very close. So everybody loved your concepts. And these guys came in from other states. But Tim and LeanOnMe, what's your daughter's name?
Gabby?
Gabby? I'll let you guys say a few words. You guys are the winners, and look forward to working with all three of these companies, but congratulations to you and the group voted you the winner today.
All right. Well, what I can say is thank you, Dustin. 3-4 weeks ago, I didn't even have this on my radar. So you reached out to me and Ken reached out to me, and I started learning about what Disability Cocoon was doing. And I am very happy that you've started this. I can't wait to see what you do with it going forward. And I really believe that providing an opportunity for all of the things that were suggested today, once the word gets out, you're just going to get more people and more people. So again, on my own selfish side, anybody who's got any ideas on how to connect me up, please reach out to me. And would like to get this out there in the field. So thank you.
All right. Thank you, Tim. And thank you all of you that were a part of today. The crowdsourcing of these companies, I'm not exactly sure what that's going to look like yet, but I want to do something cool, kind of like crowdfunding, but no dollars. I'm not asking for dollars. Crowd resources is maybe a better way to say it, to get all of us contributing to these guys and helping them grow and get their solutions out there. So with that, I'm going to end. You guys can go get your cars. If you're missing a claim ticket, I've got it, but I'm sure they'll still get your car. Thank you all very much for coming in, and have a safe trip home.
Good show, Dustin. A lot of work, a lot of sweat, a lot of anxiety, but all over now.
Yeah, good. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah. All right.
Great job.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You look great. Oh,
Let me go find my wife.
yeah, I'll be here. You can wrap it up. I'll be around for a while. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Oh, my pleasure. Thank you.
Investing that amount. So to me, y'all connected to those guys. Some of the stuff passed.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Show at the bottom, it's a dinner after. I'm assuming that
Yeah, it's going to do it.
that's a lot. I'm at Harvard with all of the one-way streets and things, yeah.